Welcome to the Grown Up Group. My name is Ty. I'm joined by Jazz, Kira, Victor. This podcast by regular people tackling the world from a Black perspective. So today we will be turning to Jazz to go over celebrity news.
Well, in celebrity news is a quite a few. Let's start with Keke Palmer. Yeah. So her little sorry baby daddy said he gonna press charges on her now because he had to reverse on her, of course. So yeah, he's doing that. He's pressing charges on her, saying he was abused in a relationship too. Oh. Yeah, I find that hard to believe, but whatever. So then we also have Kanye West. Now, not the typical story of Kanye West where he was in the house talking, but how he gutted his $53 million mansion. Gutted it. I'm talking about took the windows and everything, like a slab of concrete, like two or three stories of concrete. It looks crazy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's then Tiffany Haddish pleads not guilty to DUI, which I find kind of funny, but okay. It's a lot. Oh, then model J.N. Still says Method Man attacked her back in the day. Oh yeah, not our baby, but of course, yeah. No, she on that mountain by herself because she was alive. But anyway.
Not our Method.
Right, like she got the right and the wrong one. Like she on the mountain by herself. Then Taraji P. Henson talks about quitting the movie business. Ooh. Yeah, it's a lot. Then Cassie's longtime friend and songwriter says Diddy wouldn't give Cassie access to songs unless she party and freak offs or art her friend to her music. Mm-hmm. Then Christian Keys opens up about being sexually harassed by a very powerful figure in Hollywood. Claims he has voice recordings. So yeah, this is it's something. It's something. It's been something.
Celebrities, what are we doing? Messy.com.
It's a lot. It's been a lot.
I want to circle back to that Keke Palmer because that's news. So yeah. I know I saw the abusive thing for her and for her being pregnant, and going through an abusive relationship. That's one traumatic. But then I think the other thing that really makes it worse is the fact that now he was abused too. But I'm curious to what his abuse was. I know that men can be physically and mentally abused. I wouldn't doubt that, but I'm curious to what his claim is towards the abuse. If you're a pregnant woman, like I know, hormones run rampant. We make all kinds of crazy, requests. I need mashed potatoes with pickles for some unknown reason, eaten together. It's weird, I know, but the vinegar in it made the mashed potatoes taste delicious. I'm just going to say that. So I'm curious to what his claims are about the abuse, and I'd love to see exactly what happens with that, and if it eventually ends up being thrown out of the court. Because it's one thing to make a claim, but if you don't have any really great thing to stand on, then that doesn't really hold water much longer. The judge can hear it or a mediator and be like, okay, that's not real grounds, and dismiss it. So I don't know about the Keke Palmer thing. What are your thoughts, guys, on Keke Palmer?
I think that he just pulling it. Oh no, he just reversing it on her. He playing the game. Nobody want to play with you, dirt neck. Nobody's going to play with you.
Dirt neck. I cannot.
You going to lose this game. You playing the game. You losing that baby. And it's just like I don't understand what he's getting out of that. Like he's trying to make himself a victim now. Like they have you on video and recordings in her house beating on her. Wow. So if she was doing that to you, it should be on the same tapes. So let's see what happens.
Exactly. I feel the same way. Playing victim. It's Keke Palmer. He playing victim. That's it.
Right.
He'll be fine.
Yeah, right.
Not saying that he'll be fine, but
it's the victim playing the suspect. It's the victim the suspect trying to play the victim. Like, stop it.
Right.
That's crazy. So another thing I wanted to touch on was Kanye West. I don't think nothing surprises me about him anymore. Like I hear stuff and I just be like, I believe it, because he that statement, I'll try anything once. That's him. He's the epitome of that statement. He's just like, I'll try anything once. They call me crazy, I could up that. Well, let me show you. Like, and it's just never ended with him. And if it's the mansion that he intentionally moved to be closer to Kim and his kids, I'm curious, really, really curious. What is he doing? What is he doing with his now? What a waste with all the homeless people out here in this world. He just going to demo a whole entire concrete slab.
I'm going to cut you off, but actually it's another thing. And I meant to say that he said he wants to build a city, 100,000 acre city in the Middle East call it Drone. Like, I don't know what it's Kanye West. Nothing really surprised me about him. I don't think he's necessarily crazy. I'm not going to say that. He's smart as I don't know what, but he said he even admitted the other day, he said he has a touch of autism. I don't know what a touch is, but I do get what he's saying. saying? But there's no thinking about it. You have enough money to go and get diagnosed. Something's wrong. I don't know what's wrong, but something is wrong. And
Wrong.
yeah. I think he necessarily crazy. He just hasn't figured out what's going on. If maybe he did, he just denied it. I don't know.
What it is with a lot of these celebrities, they do the craziest, weirdest things. They have so much money and they have everything they want. What am I do? What I'm going to do now? I have everything I want. I have everything I need. What I'm gonna do now? Okay, I'm gonna go. Yeah, this wall right here gonna come down tonight. Right, like for what reason?
Why?
Exactly. I'm bored.
That's rich people stuff.
Exactly. Rich people problems. I'm bored. I don't have nothing else to do but bother everybody with my shenanigans or whatever.
But I also think he's a genius. He's a genius.
Yeah.
Remember, years ago, he said he doesn't see music how we see. He said he sees it in color. It lets me know a lot.
Right.
It lets me know a lot. He might be a savant of some sort.
Right.
Wow. So I didn't hear with Christian Keys. He's being, I guess, assaulted, essayed. He was essayed by someone in the industry, or were they just aggressive in trying to approach him?
He never really went too much into it. He basically was trying to say what I think he said his brother, somebody was giving him advice on what he should do and da. But everybody else is saying say who it is. Everybody saying Tyler Perry. I'm like, nah, it makes no sense with Tyler Perry because why would he out him? He's on his shows. Which he should out him if that's the case. But I don't think I want to know who it is. I'm curious. And if he's victimizing other people. Yes. In a different way, even to the to extremes. What is he doing? So is he doing it to men and women? Who is this person? Because you could be out here damaging people. So I don't know, but like you said, he's famous, so it's dangerous to even say, certain stuff because your life could be in the line, your career. So
that's what I always want to go to. Whenever I hear news from someone, I'm like, is this a publicity stunt? Because, they say any news is good news. You know what I mean? Right. I don't think any good publicity is good publicity, but I don't think that's necessarily the case. And if you are not able to name names and take it to the courts, to me, I immediately want to poke holes all through it because I'm like, I'm not going to have somebody, I don't care if you push me over and I get a scar. You know what I mean? It could be something so menial. If you do that to me immediately, I'm like, okay, I got to press charges and I'm going to make sure out to the fullest extent that this doesn't happen to somebody else that get pushed over. You know what I mean? I don't know why the silence and hush and, I got this against this person. That could also be a form of blackmail. Right. That could also be a form of blackmail. I wouldn't even take any claims to anything anybody's saying unless they taking it to the court to be like, I'm pressing charges because I know what you did was a violation to me. And that holds validity to me more than anything else. So I don't know.
But you got to think about it too. Is like he says, a lot of people say safety things. A lot of people didn't say something before because it's safety, it's your livelihood. It's a lot that comes with that. And then it's people tell you, say something, but then again, if you do, people don't believe you. Even if you have proof, I swear I've seen so much stuff. People have proof. It's that's fake. That didn't really happen. And they will take apart everything you're saying. Which some stuff you should look into. So you also got to look at who the person is. We got to lose. He a lot to lose. Then again, it's a lot. It's a lot to come with that. Being a victim of certain stuff, it's hard to speak on certain stuff. I get it. But we want to know who it is for those reasons. He hurt somebody else. So maybe in due time.
I need to know the details. I need to know the details in order to be able to make a determination on what's being fictional or fact. Just fictional, then it's words. It's just words in the air. They don't mean much. Kira, do you have anything new in news and TV for our Black media?
Yes, I do. Well, so Christmas Color Purple's coming out. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm excited to see it.
Absolutely.
I always loved the movie. I love the book. And the movie have so many Black actors in there. I mean, their names out there. You have Louis Gossett Jr., you have Fantasia, you got Coleman Domingo. That's who I want to see because he is playing this. Everybody know how we feel about Mr.
We're sorry, tell.
Exactly. So it's directed by a black man from Ghana. His name is Bliss. I hope I'm saying this right. Bazawool, and a Black female director. Tamla Mann is in there. It's so many people in there. So I'm just excited when Christmas come. I heard some people say that they've seen it already, but I don't know. But it's supposed to come out on Christmas Day, so we'll see. Right. I'm going to be up in there. I don't have no kids this Christmas, so I'm going to enjoy that movie all by myself and alone. So
Right.
It has so many up and coming actors and they're black actors that's coming out. So if you Google the movie and you Google the cast, it'll show you all the new and up and coming black actors. My girl Danielle Brooke in here from The Orange is the New Black. I love her. So guys, watch it. And in music, can we talk about Andre 3000 a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys heard his song, his album.
I think I heard maybe like the bits and pieces of it, not all the way through. I haven't gotten time to listen to it.
No, I have not heard the new one.
I heard it. It's cool. It's more of a meditating thing.
Right.
Like I can put it on and I could sit there and I could just go somewhere else. I mean, like it's all instruments, it's food. And the titles of the songs are like so long. Really? Or whatever. Like they're long. Like the titles are telling what the song is about.
Oh wow.
So I mean, if you guys into that type of thing,
yeah, I'm going to listen to it. I already had this listen to it.
I put my
AirPods. I'm gonna add it to my listening. I'm gonna add it to my listening. You know,
I put my AirPods on and I'll sit there and I meditate, and I'm just like, oh, okay, it's nice. It's nice. It's nice. So that's what we have out here in our black movies and in our music for this week.
I love it. I love it. I can't wait to see The Color Purple, but it's not because of the storyline. I got to tell you, I'm not in love with the storyline. I read the book when I was maybe in about third, fourth grade, and I was it's just the storyline is so dark and deep. And I'm sorry, I made fun of someone else in the group about the ancestry and always talking about it. But I got to tell you, like that took it back to me because I was like, I don't know. I felt like I was in those spills with, Celia a couple of times when, you're going home and you're getting that whooping.
Right.
And I'm like, no, so a part of me, why I can also relate a little bit to the storyline. I'm just like, okay, that was a devastating storyline. I wouldn't wish that on the enemy. But, I do understand that there's actors out there. We got to support our black actors in our movies. So I'm supportive of that because I did see the cast and I was blown away. I'm like, let me hear Fantasia and Danielle Brooks blowing. Oh my God, that's going to sound amazing. But the storyline, I'm like, don't want to know what happened. Right. Again. Does she hold a knife at the first 5 minutes? Because if she hold a knife at the first 5 minutes, I'm good. Now I'm applauding. But if she holding it all the way at the end, after she done been through and hair all gray, I'm like, no, get them before Celia. Get them before. Like,
right.
For Celia at the end. I don't know. Just
get them on that porch. Get them on that porch.
Get them on the porch. Got him.
Right.
I wanted to double back to the Andre 3000 album, right? Because I've literally heard like 40 seconds of some random ass song. Is this a hip hop album, or is he just making an orchestra album?
I think
what
are we listening to? I don't know.
He said that it's not a rap. He said it's not a rap. That's the name of one of the songs.
He said
I'm sorry, but this is not a rap album. That is the name of one of the songs.
That's crazy.
The titles are long. The titles are, some of the titles are long, and some of the songs are between, I'm going to say about the one that I really like, that one right there. This is not a rap. I'm sorry, guys. This is not a rap song, a rap album. It's about 15 minutes long.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, anybody who has the, cachet to really kind of go out there musically is obviously Andre 3000.
Right.
I've always had a love for, different genres of music. So I'm just very curious as to what would this be classified, or does it put itself in such a position to where it's non-classifiable? You know what I mean? You can't really say that this is it's definitely not rap. It's not R&B. Is it jazz? I mean,
it says something about jazz, but it didn't say if it was jazz. It just has he said that he just listened to a lot of jazz, and that's what inspired him. Mm-hmm. But I'm sorry, guys, this is not a rap album. That's the name of it, and I love it. I love it. And he's also no. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. My bad. I'm sorry.
I was going to say that he's top 10 out of 100 in the Billboard. So
see,
I don't know. After coming back for 2 decades,
when did Hey Y'all come out? When did Hey Y'all come out?
Maybe about I don't think it's.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Maybe 10. Oh no, I don't know. No, it definitely was a long time ago. But I want to think it was maybe 10. Ooh, it's been a long time. I'm gonna say that. It's been over 10 years. I know that. Over 10 years.
The only thing I can say about it is that
y'all gonna be mad.
Don't say that because if it's older than no, matter of fact, it's probably 16, 17 years ago.
As it was before his son.
Huh?
Any other guesses? You said
I'm gonna say.
17.
I'm trying to think about.
20.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say.
2010.
Maybe 18. Maybe
18,
18.
20,
18.
and what do you, Ty?
I said 2010.
I'll say about
Here's the only one
2010.
that's right. That song came out in 2003.
What?
Yeah.
But no, okay, because you know why I was thinking that? Because I can remember dancing to it in my house on my old block, and I had my daughter. So yeah, I was more or less 8. Yeah, yeah, my
Well,
daughter.
one thing I was going to say, go ahead. I'm sorry, guys.
We're
Yeah, I
going
was.
to
Huh?
No, I mean, like, it's, like I said, it's just, I think it's, if anybody has the cachet to pull off something like that, I would almost say maybe it's just classical music. Like, the first thing that I noticed when they really started to gin up the response to this album was there's a lot of flutes. I'm like, oh, like he's playing woodwind instruments. Like that's awesome. Like he's really jamming up people off of a flute. Bravo, black man. Get your bread.
Right. That's the same thing I thought.
Maybe it's more like a meditative album or relaxation album, maybe like just to zone out. Maybe a little smoke album, like, and relax.
And all of that was said is more like a meditate, like, let me get my mind together, let me get my mind right, and things like that. So I said, let me listen to it. And that's like I said, when I listened to it, I really like zoned out. And like I was getting some type of peace, and my mind was just like, oh, okay.
Right.
Who knows? Who would have known? I like a flute album.
Right.
so many other flute albums. Exactly.
So I was going to say, Lizzo also has a flute album, but first has a lot of positive lyrics to it. I think when I hear Andre 3000 made a flute album, him and Janelle Monáe have very eclectic style.
I love it.
Right. I hear if anybody, what Victor stated earlier, like if anybody can do it, of course it's him. I'm just curious to what his counterpart thought when he said I'm releasing a solo album and it's gonna be all instruments. He probably was like, yeah, give me a demo of that so I could toss it as it fly out my window of my car. I'm dropping down in the street in Atlanta, and you know what I mean. So it's kind of crazy. That's the way it turned. But I guess I heard one comment that I had the best laugh to. They said after years of dealing with Erykah Badu, he had no choice but to sit in peace and tranquility and create that album.
Don't do that.
And I was thinking the same thing. Like, oh my God, what Erykah done did.
No. But let me say something. Erykah turned all niggas spiritual like that.
Yeah,
Calm all of them. Don't she have a baby with DOC, I think?
Yeah, she got a child by DOC too.
Yeah, they sitting down. They just was quiet and peaceful. You see that?
Yeah.
So yeah,
crazy.
I love it.
Crazy.
Oh, she's a Pisces also.
What you say? Repeat that back.
She's a Pisces.
Oh, she's a Pisces.
Okay.
All right. I think Pisces are evil, but go ahead. Let's move forward.
Right.
Just because I know you one, Kira. I'm like Pisces.
Right. I'm like, I guess.
Like, okay.
Thank you for celebrity news and our actual media, movies and TV updates for our Black community. I'm very appreciative for you guys throwing it out. It's a change to our segment, and I love it. So let's move forward to our topics. And our topic is Legends Lost. So you guys know over the last previous years, we've been losing, some of our legends, some of our people, Aretha Franklin, I want to also say Sidney Poitier. I want to be able to throw out some names to you guys, but I'm drawing a blank right now. Wow, that's unbelievable. But I want to talk about our legends we lost and the ones that's remaining. So it's kind of crazy. What are your thoughts on that? The people we've lost, and I want to bubble tape the remaining people. So let's get a list. And
people we lost? It's been quite a few. I'm not telling you, like you said, draw a blank. It's so many. Like you're like, oh, I forgot about that person. Oh my God! Like, but the people we have left, like you had touched on before, like Smokey Robinson. Unc's still on stage gyrating with his silk shirts on. Like he is gyrating. He ain't going nowhere. So yeah, it's quite a few. Anita Baker, she's still here, and she's out here cursing people out. She still don't play with Auntie. Don't play with Auntie Nita. Don't play with her because you better get together. So, it's quite a few. It's quite a few that's left. Like Yeah, it's quite a few.
No, I recently saw two documentaries. One was about the 40th anniversary of Thriller, and that automatically reminded me of Michael Jackson because it feels like every year I can't believe that this man is gone. You know, it's like a piece of my childhood is gone, and I saw another one about Milli Vanilli, and that really rocked my world. He lost one of those brothers. You know, hell, a friend of mine had a 40th this past weekend, and it was Prince themed. Like, that always hits me like a ton of bricks. Because, you know, like, these are some of these people, probably minus the brother from Milli Vanilli. No disrespect to that brother, but, you know, you don't start to think of, where was I when they were gone? When we found out. Like, we almost kind of remember when it was outside, doing, and it's, you know, like, these are people who are just, you know, iconic in our lives.
Absolutely.
You know? These are people that are iconic in our lives. Like, I can't imagine what it was like for the previous generation when they lost Sam Cooke.
Right.
You know, like, I can't fathom what that must have felt like. That must have been heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You know, we got to see Rick James before he went. We got to see James Brown, Richard. You know, we lost Whitney Houston too soon. We lost Aaliyah way too soon. You know, we lost so many beautiful, beautiful souls that, you know, that helped shape was not just Black culture, but I would say American culture.
Absolutely.
Not global culture.
Michael Jackson. Absolutely.
Yeah. You know, like we wouldn't even have K-pop if there wasn't Michael Jackson.
Right. I promise you.
Right. Usher, Chris Brown, Justin Timberlake,
absolutely.
Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, NSYNC,
Beyonce.
Yeah, we wouldn't have any of these people. I mean, it's amazing, you know, some of the souls that have lost us, left us, and that have recently left us. That, you know, it's, you know, we got to cherish the people that we have them. You know, we lost Aretha Franklin. You know, if I'm not mistaken, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but wasn't she buried in state?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
I don't know, but there were presidents at her funeral.
Yeah,
maybe.
So that's
a lot.
That's not a send off. I don't know what is.
Right. So, like you said, right? Remember? Yeah.
Andre Broger, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He played a lot of cops and captains on a lot of the TV shows and detective shows. May he rest in peace. He actually passed away last week. We also had Richard Roundtree, which I know you guys know from Black Cinema.
Shaft.
Right there. There we are, Shaft. Rudolph Isley, the Isley brothers. Oh my gosh. Right there. You know, we got Ron that's left. Bubble Wrap.
Right.
Bubble Wrap. Because it's just like, you know, you have these, you know, artists that come out and you listen to all of their music and that you grow with them as they grow. And then when you see that they, you know, are leaving us, it hits you. It hits you so much because you're just like, I remember that album and I'll go put an album on. I'll go play something and just be like, go down memory lane. You said Prince. I was so anti-Prince. And then when the man passed away, they put Purple Rain on, and it was on repeat, like on VH1 or one of those channels. And I got to tell you, I sat there and watched Purple Rain for the very first time, from beginning to end, over and over and over. And it was like, it was on repeat to me because I was like, what did I miss? You know what I mean? And then I went to his albums, and I started delving album to album to album. And it wasn't the fact that I never liked Prince. But if anybody ever debated, which they always did this,
of course,
Michael and Prince, I immediately was on Michael's side. You cannot touch him. You know what I mean? And I would be so defensive of that I'm like, Prince, boo, they say. And then when we lost him, I was like, we lost Michael first. And I was like, well, that legend's gone. I could have at least invested now that argument, I guess, was over. Because I can't any new material. I'll go listen to some of Prince music. And it was new to me. So I saw why people would make the comparison to work ethic, but listen, the type of music that they did, they both did instruments and would be able to emulate that music just with their mouth, ear by ear. That's crazy because that's the talent right there. But not just only about, you know, Prince and, you know, Michael, those were legends. But what about Irish Grinstead? She was a part of 702. She was the other twin that ended up passing away. And I don't know if you guys know, I was a huge 702 fan. Where my girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love 702, right? I was like, oh my
Right.
gosh, so to hear her twin passed away first, she's gone.
Yep.
And then her remaining twin, which they both suffered from kidney and, dialysis issues, may they rest in peace. It was sad to see them go. But then I see people that are like, Bun B, Magoo. Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy how, like, we have artists that's out there that's, representing, the people that passed away. I read Bun B's message to Magoo, and I was like, oh my gosh, Magoo passed away. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And I was like, Pun B, wrap him up and bubble wrap him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Bun B, wrap him up and, bubble wrap him, because we got to keep people safe. Timberland, find him, bubble wrap him.
Please, Lord.
Had health issues. Like, like it is a lot of the artists that we have that we grew up to, and you don't even realize that their age until you Google it and you see it, and you're like,
Right.
60 years old. What are they doing? 70 years old. They was young, and you're like, okay, even Denzel. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm still to this day such a Denzel fan. I don't think there's a movie that man could create that I'd be like, I ain't going to go see that. I'm going to be first row ticket in the front row with the popcorn.
Right.
It'll last me 4 hours if that's how long the movie is, because Malcolm X.
Yeah, I think after Malcolm X, I kind of solidified that there's no Denzel movie that's going to be bad.
No.
That's
Even when he played in Training Day, and I was so mad, but he did it so well. He really had me feeling like I hated him. Like, I don't like this man. That's how you know you pulled it off. When I don't like somebody that's not real. Like, what?
Yeah.
So he did it.
That's how great of an actor he was.
Exactly.
Is.
Yeah, like I really was like, they smoke him, please. So, yeah. Please.
Smoke him.
Get him.
Please. I was like, get Denzel, because his name, right? His name is Denzel. So I was like, no, your name is Denzel. We still call you Denzel. So it's actually Denzel. No, it's actually not. So
we're going to call you what we want to call you. There you are, Denzel Washington, because we love saying that Z for some unknown reason. Denzel. Because he's fun as hell. Okay. Also, Ray Lewis III, which is surprising because he was only 28 years old. He was actually just recently passed away 2 months ago, I believe it was. And he played in sports. He was a linebacker. I didn't even know that, but Ray Lewis' son was a linebacker, and that he ended up passing away, which is quite sad.
Really?
Anybody. And
I didn't know that.
God, none of us even said it yet. Tina Turner.
Oh, yeah.
When Tina passed, I was in tears because it just hit me.
Yeah.
She's a success story, She's come from the backwoods of Alabama, Louisiana, wherever she's from. I don't even remember. I got to watch a movie.
Flatbush, Tennessee, I think. Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
So, from Tennessee, and immediately hearing her come from the struggle anime. Eat the cake anime. No, let me joke.
No, for real. No, seriously, because couldn't have been mute that cake, but
I don't think she would be as much of a legend if she didn't open up about her personal journey.
Right.
Going through something privately and then telling the public about it when it was a private situation. It gives you so much relatability, because there's so many people out there, men and women, that's going through abusive and domestic relationships and trying to get their way out and fought their way out and now is succeeding without that situation. So I applaud her tremendously.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because it made her so relatable, because you're like, oh, I wasn't the only person that ever went through that. I know that if she could make it out of that, then I can make it out of it, even though she had money. You know what? Still, if she found her way out of it, then you definitely can make your way out of it. Victor, comments, thoughts? I see your face. You got a grimace.
She was a star well before that movie came out. Like, Tina Turner wasn't just some run-of-the-mill R&B artist. Like, she was large back then. There's a reason why, she did one of the largest blockbusters of the early 80s, because she was already a megastar. She was a global star. Then about her life came out. And that kind of solidified it for the next generation. Tina Turner was boss. Tina Turner was at the top of the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not going to knock her incredible musical accomplishments well before that movie. She was a literal global icon.
it skyrocketed her. I'm gonna say that it skyrocketed her even more.
Thank you. I was going to say that. So, one thing when you're a celebrity and you're like, oh, I got the black audience ear. That's one thing. When she came out with What's Love Got to Do with It, and she hit it on a different plateau of different genres of music. That's what made her, in addition to telling her personal story. So I am 100% in agreement that before her story came out, she was a superstar. But, and that's the biggest but, when someone knows something about you personally, and you're an artist, no lie. And that's why artists kind of are like, okay, I'm going to let this be known. Because then they know that's publicity. It's going to get out there. You're going to have supporters. You're going to have people come behind you. And I remember her counterpart would come back and say, Ike, unfortunately, he would come back and deny the stories. He would never take any accountability. He would also say how she was abusive to him, well, all of that stuff. But I think at the end of the day, her coming out with her story and making a strong stance on it and showing her survival of it kind of just made her human to us. And that's what I mean when I say that. It made her human to us. Because she was on a plateau. But it's like nothing will bring your person down from that, just the relatability of this is my personal journey and this is what I went through.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I'm thinking about all of the things that she did. Like, we're talking about a movie that came out, in the 90s. Back when she was in the 70s, she wasn't just a black star. Yeah. She was already doing world tours. She's long since been an established megastar without Ike Turner. There's a reason why she ended up doing some of the Road Warrior movies. How she was a star in one of them. She had a blockbuster summer movie. I mean, like, that's big. That is super huge. Like, I get it. It means something. Yeah, it means something to a younger generation because you weren't there at the height. Mm-hmm. But from all the things that I ever heard about Tina Turner and the reports, like, she was major. She was the first Beyonce.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say that. The body, the dance moves, everything. Yeah.
Yeah. She was the first.
Talk about Patty too. Patty and I give it to my women. Let me just say that all my black talented women because Aretha, Patty.
Yes.
Like I'm like, let me. Yes. Yeah, crazy talent. It's just crazy. It silenced me because I was like, oh my God. Like, yeah, they were a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely. Yes.
So, the ones that are still here, Gladys Knight. Where's Gladys?
Yeah.
I love Midnight to Georgia. Mm-hmm. Train to Georgia. That's one of my favorite songs. There's a lot of artists. Can you guys think of anybody? Shaka Khan.
Yes, Auntie Shaka out here.
Auntie Shaka, yes. For real.
Jim Brown passed.
Oh, yeah.
The world of sports. There you go. Jim Brown passed away. He was about 87 years old. Mm-hmm. That's a legend right there. Harry Belafonte. Passed. Otis Redding III. I didn't even know he passed. Wow. Yeah, he passed away. A lot of people. Musical talent right there. Go ahead.
I was saying one person we really need to keep in bubble wrap is James Earl Jones.
I was just about to say him.
Let's put him in the back of the freezer and keep him forever, please. Because
put him in the freezer.
That brother, 92 years old. All right,
93.
Yeah.
Wow, 93.
Let's
love him.
All put him. Let's all hug that man.
Yes.
If we're safe.
Facts. Wow.
I was just going to say him. I was going to say James Earl Jones because I was thinking about Claudine.
Yes.
One of my favorite movies.
Yes.
Coming to America. One of my favorite movies he played there.
And the reason why he stuck in my head is because he licensed his voice to Disney.
Yeah. Yep.
So his family is always going to get a check from Darth Vader and Mufasa.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah, that. he's a staple of my childhood.
Right.
All of us.
He definitely is. I was thinking about somebody. Billy D. Williams.
Oh
yes, he sit back. He just is quiet. He just quiet and listen.
What is he doing? What is he up to? I need to know. ASAP.
Right
Really?
now, I don't. At the moment, I'm gonna have to Google him and see what he doing.
He be minding his business.
Exactly, minding his business. But every time I think about Mr. Coke 45,
Yes,
actually,
every time.
he he made me wanted to have a can of Coke 45 when I got older.
I probably did. My mother left one on the table. I probably had a little bit.
Exactly. He was fine. He was cute. He was a good actor. He
Yeah.
just had that suave. Even in acting, it's just like I'm like, I don't know. Is it time between him and LL Cool J? With LL Cool J licking the lips and Mr. Billy D just walking in the room and melting hearts and like that. He played
Right.
with Diana Ross, Lady Sings the
Yes.
Blues. Ooh,
Mahogany.
yeah. Mahogany. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna watch these movies. I gotta binge watch this weekend
That's
while the kids
exactly what I thought when
going.
he said James Earl Jones. I was like,
Yeah,
what? I gotta go sit down and watch some movies. I gotta sit here and be like, I want to watch. I want to watch some
Right.
TV.
Gotta watch. And he the Lion King too,
right.
right? Yeah.
That's what made me think about James Earl Jones because I was watching something that came across my timeline last night, and it was Claudine. So I'm like,
Mm.
oh, the part when she was hiding all the stuff from the welfare
Place on
lady.
welfare. All day business. He went off on her. He went off on her.
He went off and he walked out that door. I'm like, okay, all right. So yeah, Morgan Freeman, he's still
Yeah.
here.
Morgan,
Yeah.
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 And you know what? They always make his voice like the voice of God or the voice of power,
Mm.
like of
Mm.
nature shows. And I'll be like, yes, I'm here for it. His voice is
That's what God probably sound like. Yeah.
calming. And I'm like, oh, just, I can't imagine being a loved one for one of these people and they end up passing and then just sitting there listening to their voices on these movies and
Right.
stuff. I would be so devastated because there's nothing like a voice is one thing, but then like having that personality and that person,
Right.
he was like, it would probably make me go mad a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah, I love that. I love the fact that these people are still around. They're still talented. I hope that I see him in a movie,
Right.
a current movie. I hope to see him again.
Right.
All of them, or sit back and watch the ones that they did have.
The classics.
Right. Watch the classics. Oh my goodness. With a glass of wine and some popcorn. And again, no kids around to
My
interrupt.
kids have been walked in like, who that old man? So
What about from the rap standpoint? Like we have our MC Light, we have Yo-Yo, we have a couple of artists out there that's still around, that's in there, reaching 50s to 60s, and you're like, bubble wrap them. We have an Ice Cube. Look at how old Dr. Dre is, an Ice Cube.
Right.
yeah.
Like all of our artists like that's out there, that's rappers. We touched on a lot of R&B, people, but when we got to rap, everybody's like, but we lost Big Pun. I mean, that was years ago, but Big L years ago. Like, but
Yeah.
what about
Very
rap?
talented. Very
Yeah,
talented.
very
Yeah,
talented.
we lost
Biz
the number.
Markie.
Yeah, we lost Biz Markie. We lost Heavy D.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy D. I just got finished
Yeah.
watching his sister last week on the show. She was talking about him.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's a
Heavy
real
D.
throwback. I don't know if you ladies remember Miss Melody.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yes.
KRS
Oh,
One Wife.
KRS-One Wife.
I'm Miss Melody and I'm going to get
I'm Miss
rebel.
Melody
Yes.
and I'm gonna get Melody.
Somebody showing their age on here.
Everybody knows.
Somebody showing their
I know,
age.
but I'm like self-destruction. I was all for that.
Yes.
I'm like, get it.
Yes.
That was us back in the 80s, 90s,
Pretty much, if you're a rapper from 81 to 99, you kind of fall into that thing. Like I was looking recently, LL Cool J is like 55 years old.
He don't look it. Whew.
Melly Mel is almost 70.
Huh?
Melly Mel is almost 70.
Ooh.
Man. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
My father went to school together. Gee, it's a blessing, but yeah. He was in my father's class.
Yep. That's crazy.
It's a blessing, though. Yes.
Yeah, we're lucky to have these people. I mean,
Right.
Absolutely.
it's weird to kind of look at things that we looked at as young adults and teenagers and kids, and to now see these people in that elderly age.
Right.
To us, they was invincible.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, how like shit. Kumo D 61. Kumo.
Yeah. You know what? Was it last year? I think it was quite a year ago. I went to go see a concert in Elizabeth. They did that totally wrong. They had Kumo D, Roxanne Shante. They had Nice and Smooth. I got to dance one of them. I was so happy. Who else? They had Sweet Tea. They had Sweet Tea there.
Ooh, Sweet Tea.
Was it CL Smooth or Greg Nice?
It was what? Greg Nice was up on the stage. He was doing a little thing.
He was
Well,
on
no,
a
they
rock
both were.
thing?
They both were.
He was on a
But
rock
no,
thing?
I'm trying to see if I have it because the person that I went with, they recorded it or they said they got it right before I started dancing with them. It was Greg. It was Greg Nice, but I'm trying to figure out because I was like, did you record? It was like I got it right until you start dancing with him. But we was actually in a row because he came off the stage and started dancing. I started dancing with him and we started dancing. Like we was like a few feet away from each other. We still was dancing, and I was so happy. I was like, oh my god. But they had this concert, and I was so mad because they had all these legends there. And when I tell you, it was a theater, and Elizabeth they had the balcony, they had the bottom row, and I promise you, I'm gonna say like the first 5 rows in the middle, and maybe like 3 or 4 rows on the side was filled, and that was it. When I say I was mad, when I say I was mad, I was mad. I was so mad. I said, if you would have had this in Newark, you could have pulled it off at the pack. And you'd have got so much more, but nobody knew about it. And in Elizabeth was no parking. This little dusty theater out here. Nobody out here knows they do, of course, but that particular theater, no, we could have had it in Newark. But I tell you, I got some footage on my phone. I don't know if it's this phone or my other phone, but I'm gonna see if I get some footage of it because I think I might have went live, and it was so nice. It was like I don't even feel some type of way because nobody really showed up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was so mad. I was so
better
mad.
marketing and promotions to
They
that.
definitely should have had that in North.
That's why I said they should have had no North. People from Elizabeth could have came here, but I don't know what they was thinking. It was at I think the Ritz. I think it was called the Ritz. Elizabeth, I'm not sure.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's a small little dusty theater like the Apollo. It was very small. I was like, oh my god, it was decent size, but I was like, this is all Newark action right here. But
Yeah.
But I had a ball. I had a good time.
Yeah.
Any of y'all saw when Rakim went to the pack, he had that thing jumping over there for a little bit. I was like, oh, look at this.
Yeah.
Right.
I heard about it. I wasn't there, but I heard about it. He made
I don't know when.
He was in JPEG, right?
Yeah.
What's his name? Greg Nice. He was at Lincoln Park. He was at the fest last year.
Yeah, very nice, very friendly. He was I was surprised that when I think about it, you know how sometimes in some of the rap videos he was in, he was like kind of like, wow, he is the same person.
He is really right.
It's like when he aged, like he did not age at all. It was like he was still the same person. He came off that stage and he came in that crowd, was dancing, having a good old time. We had a good time. It was like, man, it's like I was living my childhood. Like, oh my god! And then Kumo D was still dancing around. Then it was so crazy. I swear, it was like living my childhood dream. And then KRS-One came out there, lost it. When I tell you, we lost it. So it was so nice. I was just like, man, I was living because I can remember putting the VCR tape in and recording over my father good movie to record them. And it's like, oh my God, I'm still right in front of them. Yes.
For real.
So what about our last remaining legends? Who else would you guys want to bubble wrap and keep?
I said, wrap all of them up at this point. Wrap them up. We put them in my freezer in the basement. We're not going to kidnap them or nothing like that. We just hold, like, Lord, please, just keep them here. It's a lot of people, but they help. And the crazy part is like they almost help. They did help shape our childhood. You can hear their voice. It's like it's nostalgic for us. It's like, oh my God. So yeah,
I agree. I like to keep them all bubble wrap too, but I do have my favorites. I'm like, as soon as I Google somebody and I see their age, I like a part of me breaks a little bit. But I'm like, oh, I know, keep them safe. Keep them safe, out of harm's way, please, God, thank you. Like Go ahead, Kara.
Oh, no. I was just agreeing because I was saying the same thing about James Earl Jones, 92 years old. I didn't know that he was that old. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, we have longevity. It was like his voice alone could take you somewhere else, put you in a place like that childhood or just a memory. Just his voice alone was like nostalgic for me.
It's just, when you hear his voice, you know exactly who it is.
Yeah. Even my kids know.
What he playing, when you hear that voice, you just automatically know who he is.
Yeah.
Like Barry White.
Yeah.
Like my son works. You're like, what?
That's my favorite movie. That's my go-to movie right there. Coming to America. I don't care what nobody say. Nobody can tell me they don't like that movie.
I love it. One of my favorites. I love it. My kids love it. It's just like my daughter was playing the room one day because she thought the second one, she was like, is a part one. I'm like, yeah, how do you go up in this house? And I know that. But then she played, I could hear her yell, I'm laughing from her room. She was like, Mommy, what's wrong with them? That's on the first one. She was just laughing like, yeah. So I knew I did a good job. I was like, yeah, go watch that. I did a good job, I think.
If I had a chance to bubble wrap anybody and put them away somewhere where I know they can't hurt themselves or do nothing to anybody, it's Stevie Wonder.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God,
We
please.
need to save that man from himself. Like, he's been tempting fate for 70 years. Put that man away.
Please.
Like, please. Stevie, love you. I don't care anymore. I don't know. I don't want to. I don't care if you're blind or not. Just stop.
Right.
Say,
Please
I know
use
you
your
out there. You always on the front line. You've been on the front line since television was new.
Yes. Little Stevie, right? He's just been Little
Yeah,
Stevie.
you were a little
Yes.
radio.
But no, speaking of that, because like the person the people that passed, who my absolute favorite, who really, if people really know me, know who my absolute top favorite is, besides Michael Jackson, is Luther Vandross. Like,
Oh, Luther.
Yeah.
when I tell you, my kids know to get hush when I play him. Hush, just be quiet, or either sing along. Just either you hush or you sing along. So that man did it, and he will always do it for me. Like, yeah. But
I
him,
was
and Michael
not a
Jackson.
Luther fan.
Say it again.
I was not a Luther fan.
All right. Okay. Everybody have a good night. God bless.
Hey, Ty, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. I respect Luther, but I couldn't name you near a song.
I can
I'm about
name
to say it
songs
had to be
because my
said.
mother
Okay.
played them to
Like,
death.
y'all, praise God. I'm out of here because I will not stand for this.
But let me explain why.
What?
Because my mother would play Luther Vandross in the morning, in the afternoon, at nighttime,
In the evening,
when she cleaning, when she cooking, and I would be like,
mommy, no, mommy, no, mommy, no, mommy, no. So
when Luther came on, it meant that I had to do work. Okay. It meant the chores were coming. And I was not a fan of Luther because I knew I had to work. I'm like, slamming. My Slave Negro song would come on and I'd be putting a bun in the back of my head to get wiping that toilet and you doing everything that I have to do in the house. No lie, my mother was very Luther everything.
yes, but
And
I don't know if that.
tease her and tell her, that's okay. You can listen to Luther. He ain't singing to you. He's singing to somebody else, a man. And I would tease
Don't
her.
do that. Don't do that. Don't.
I would tease her saying that as I got older because I would be like, hopefully because she's so religious, hopefully it would deter her and stop her from listening to Luther.
Did it?
Nope.
Absolutely not. They upset me every time.
But no, I don't know if y'all seen, right?
That,
my Michael Jackson pictures they downstairs. My Michael Jackson pictures, and I post them on Facebook. Michael Jackson pictures in the book and stuff. Like, I was literally raised into like a cult when it came to him. My aunt was the biggest Michael Jackson fan I knew of. And when I tell you, after she passed away, I got the book. I got the trade. I didn't know he had trading cards.
Yeah.
Trading cards. I got magazine clippings. I got concert stuff. She had the dog too, but I think because after she passed away, her husband and her my two cousins, everybody got something. So my cousin passed away, unfortunately. And I don't know what he did with his stuff, and his brother had some stuff. So after they passed away, after their father passed away, they started giving me some of my aunt's stuff and then some of his stuff too. So it was like I got the pictures, I got the magazines, I got the concert book, I got all kind of stuff. It was like, so I was raised into it. My kids were raised into it. I could tell you where I was at when he passed away. I could tell you where they passed away, June 25th. 2009. I remember all of this. Like, I can remember at my mother's house, it was on the news. We all were sitting there in devastation. We was just quiet because we could not believe it. It was like a part of it was no funny. It was like almost like losing my aunt again.
Yeah. Because
it was that ingrained in us. So yeah, I got it. I had somebody professionally hang these pictures up. I wish I could show you out the magazine and the pictures, but yeah, they right down my living room right now. So it was like I was raised on them.
Thank you for joining us again. We are the Grown Up Group with Victor, Kira, Jazz. Please share, like, and subscribe. Love and peace. Thank you, and see ya.
Bye.